I'm Darrell, a senior at the Law Magnet High School at the Yvonne A. Ewell Townview Magnet Center within the Dallas Independent School District.
And I'm Joanna, a senior at Booker T. Washington High School for the Performing and Visual Arts.
And we're coming to you today from DISD's sparkling brand new athletic facility, the Jesse Owens Memorial Complex. Thanks to Dallas voters, this beautiful facility was built as a part of a bond program that includes 21 new schools, each designed and wired with the latest in technology.
Throughout the next 30 minutes, we'll be talking more about this complex, as well as tell you a few things about DISD that you might not know.
And we'll be joined by 8 other student reporters from some other schools throughout DISD who've been working on some more stories. Here are just a few.
Hi, I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Rafael.
Stay tuned because we'll be meeting a group of kids from Cabell Elementary
who don't fiddle around when it comes to music.
I'm so excited. We're here today to give out a big award.
You mean reenacting giving out a big award?
The 2004-2005 DISD Teacher of the Year Award. We'll be back later with all the excitement.
Reenacting all the excitement.
Hi, I'm Erica. Let's hop on board the Orient Express and see the Great Wall of China and other cold sights.
It's all coming your way on a special edition of a show we call
School Zone Dallas. Welcome to a new school year and a new year on School Zone Dallas. We're honored to be a part of this year's cast of students who will be bringing you more information about the Dallas Independent School District.
Our cast is made up of 10 DISD students from 10 different high schools and will be here on Channel 8 a total of 3 times this school year, thanks to John Eagle Dealerships.
School Zone Dallas is an opportunity to tell the North Texas community some things about DISD that they otherwise might not know.
For instance, a lot of people simply aren't aware of DISD's success in the Advanced Placement Program, especially over the last few years.
The Advanced Placement Program encourages students to take college-level courses and then rigorous tests to place them out of college classes. This past year, DISD had the top 2 high schools in the state of Texas on the AP exam, the School of Science and Engineering and the Talented and Gifted Magnet at the Yvonne A. Ewell Townview Magnet Center. But DISD's success in the AP program is not just limited to Townview, it's spreading district-wide. Here's Orlando and Katie.
Hi everyone, we're here at W.T. White High School in North Dallas to talk to you about DISD's secret success story, the AP program.
In the last 10 years, the number of DISD students that are taking and passing the AP exams has increased by, get this, more than 700%. W.T. White is a prime example of the DISD schools that are taking advantage of the high standards of college preparation.
Orlando, let's show them the chart. 10 years ago, this was the number of DISD students taking and passing AP courses in DISD. Now, in 2004, check it out.
Peter O'Donnell sits in a quiet office away from school bells, away from students, and especially away from the school lunchroom.
You want pizza?
But that doesn't mean he's not thinking about Dallas students. 10 years ago, he noticed a low number of Dallas students taking and passing advanced placement tests and decided to help out.
We wanted to help young people, so we set up a program to provide incentives for teachers to get students to take rigorous courses and to recruit them to take the AP courses and take the exam and pass it. And in addition to that, we've also provided the cash incentives for the students. And that seems to be working as well.
The number of students taking AP courses and passing the tests went up instantly and has gone up ever since.
We got into the Dallas Independent School District. We had 9 and then 10 and then 18, and now we've got them all. All the high schools and all the middle schools.
Since Mr. O'Donnell started the AP Incentive Program 10 years ago, additional groups have offered assistance. The Texas Instruments Foundation and former Pepsi CEO Roger Enrique are now funding it in all DISD secondary schools. The College Board has taken notice. These comments were made at a recent program to honor DISD students.
This is a district that is doing all of the right things.
This is a district that believes that every single child has a right to rigorous instruction.
Now meet Christina Puga. Christina grew up in Oak Cliff and didn't speak English until she was 6 years old. She took AP courses in high school and became the first person in her family to attend college. She just finished her second year on a full scholarship at Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
I did take a few AP courses, and I think those were usually my favorite because they were tougher than all the other things. It's a good program. The teachers pay a lot more attention to you, and they really instruct you on what college is like. I mean, you can never get a real picture, but in terms of the quality of work that they'll expect of you, it's really nice.
Christina is just one example, but there are many others, like right here at WTY High School.
2 years ago, the National College Board awarded this school the Inspiration Award, in part for its exemplary strategies of inclusion of all students into AP and the large number of students taking and passing the AP exams. WT White was one of only 3 schools in the country to receive this honor.
Our total focus here is college readiness. We don't want our students to just be able to graduate from high school and be accepted into college, but we want them to be successful once they get there. And it's paramount to the success of this program that taking the right courses happens at the high school level.
And this past spring, WTY students took more than 1,100 AP exams, an all-time high. As a result, the graduating class earned more than $4.5 million in scholarships, up from only $500,000 5 years ago.
WT White students are attending elite colleges as well. One of this spring's graduates is attending Stanford, another is attending Princeton. Graduates from the year before are attending MIT and Harvard. But don't think that the AP success story is limited to one school. It extends throughout DISD. For instance, during the last 3 years in a row, Science and Engineering Magnet and Talented and Gifted Magnet at Townview had the highest number of African American and Hispanic students passing the AP Calculus test than any other school in the country, public or private.
Huge scholarships, elite colleges, high number of students taking and passing AP courses, that's not something that people normally associate with DISD, but they should.
Dallas's success story has attracted the attention of national education officials and other urban school districts to learn how it's being done. Talk about a win-win situation with the corporate community and the education community. This is it. For School Zone Dallas, I'm Katie.
And I'm Orlando. Back to you, Joanna and Darrell.
If your business would like to partner with DISD and help more students, go to www.dallasisd.org/partners to learn more.
And as we mentioned at the top of our program, we're broadcasting from the Jesse Owens Memorial Complex, located near I-20 and I-35, which was approved by Dallas voters in the latest bond program.
It's been designed by the same people who built the American Airlines Center and AmeriQuest Field in Arlington. This stadium is designed to hold 12,000 people.
And not only will it host football, soccer, and track events, but the adjoining field house will also host volleyball, basketball, and wrestling tournaments.
DISD has a rich history of students who have excelled in athletics. Let's pitch it to Ivan, who has a brief review.
Hi everyone. Now, one of the first DISD student athletes to really excel was a little guy with a big heart by the name of Davy O'Brien. Only 5'7" and 118 pounds, little Davy led Woodrow Wilson High School to the state playoffs in the 1930s. He then went to TCU, became an All-American and the first DISD graduate to win the Heisman Trophy. There's been many other DISD student athletes to play in college and in the pros, but in the 1980s, another Woodrow Wilson student became the second Heisman Trophy Award winner from DISD. His name, Tim Brown. He played for the Fighting Irish and went on to have an incredible career with the Raiders in the NFL and has just retired. He's a candidate for the NFL Hall of Fame. In basketball, there's Larry Johnson, who went to my home school, Skyline High, and was an NBA All-Star while playing for the Charlotte Hornets. Today, there are many other DISD players in the NBA, including Kenyon Martin, who went to Bryan Adams, Quentin Ross from Kimball, now with the Clippers, Tony Batty from South Oak Cliff, Kurt Thomas from Hillcrest, and of course, Chris Bosh from Lincoln High School, who now plays for the Toronto Raptors. In track, DISD has had a few Olympic gold medalists. Christy Gaines was valedictorian at South Oak Cliff High School before winning the gold medal in the relay at Barcelona and Atlanta. And of course, Michael Johnson from Skyline High School is still known as the fastest man alive after his electrifying world record run at the Atlanta Olympics. And that's not to mention the current crop of athletes who will be suiting up to play in Jesse Owens this fall. I'll be back later on in the show to give you a tour of this marvelous facility. But for now, Darrell and Joanna, back to you.
Thanks, Ivan. You know, all of us as students have taken field trips from time to time. Usually, most are around the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
But at DISD's Lincoln High School, it's a completely different story. They don't just go on field trips, they travel halfway around the world just to learn about other cultures. Here's Erica, who goes to Lincoln, to tell us more about her recent trip to China.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at my home school, the Humanities and Communications Magnet at Lincoln High School, and I'll be your guide on a fantastic trip that my classmates and I took earlier this year. When we first arrived in China, it was like being in another world. We stayed in Beijing, but as a surprise, we were flown to Harbin, China, where we saw a city made entirely of ice. It was awesome.
This particular group, you've been chosen as leaders here at Lincoln.
The World Classroom offers students an opportunity to go outside the classroom and learn about people, cultures, and languages around the world. It offers them the opportunity to actually visit with the native people.
The students themselves were charged with presenting a new technology to China. So what we did was each of the students had a theme of Western culture that they were going to showcase the students to. So the students themselves are actually charged with going over and showing the Chinese how to use this web tool.
The stuff she thinks is important, she put it in order.
In education, very good. Excellent. Very nice.
See, look, it was like this, like, let's see. Chinese students naturally try harder than we do because they feel like they have to be the best at everything. Being average is not an option. Many feel that when they're in high school, they have to work hard to get into a good university. If they're accepted, they then have to work harder to graduate in order to have good careers.
Working with the Chinese students to do our themes and work on our web pages, we use a ThinkQuest, which is a web page building tool, and we use the Intel thinking tools. And so I was astonished when they got finished with their work, because I'm like, wow, you did that in this little amount of time.
For students traveling abroad for the first time, this is a new experience. They're unaware of what's involved in traveling and the preparation that it takes. Through private funding, through grants, and various other opportunities, we are able to take the students outside the classroom. We feel that it's important to allow all students to participate on the trip, whether or not they have the funds or not. So most of the students put in very little money into the program, but we encourage them to put in time, effort, and work for their position on the trip.
There was one part in Harbin where we had a chance to slide around a frozen lake and then slide down this like toboggan type thing, which the kids kind of enjoyed. And you know, really it's interesting because they get a chance to get out there and just play and be kids.
When we were walking up the wall, it was like we were in awe. You know, you couldn't believe that you were actually there, that our feet were actually planted on this wall, you know, and it's so historical and it's so amazing. It's like we're really there and we're walking up the wall.
I really enjoyed the opportunity to share aspects of my culture and learn about life in China. One of the best ways to experience another culture is to talk to people from other parts of the world and get to know them.
We all have the same goals in mind, and that is to educate our students, expand their minds, and become worldwide leaders in the community. We can do this, and we can extend outside the classroom.
I really consider myself very fortunate for the opportunity to visit China. I saw great and wonderful things, but most importantly, I made new friends. Well, that's it for now. Back to you, Darrell and Joanna.
Talk about exotic.
Yeah, but talk about cold. An entire city made of ice. I don't think we could do that around here.
No way. But something that we can do around here is take a little time just to say thank you to a very special teacher who pulled all the strings to make trips like that happen. Miss Shirley Picton from Lincoln High School. Miss Picton, you're terrific.
Speaking of terrific teachers, standing by are Enrique and Bridgette at a very special awards program for the DISD Teacher of the Year.
Straight from their starring roles on School Zone Dallas are Bridgette from David W. Carter High School and Enrique from Moises E. Molina High School.
Thank you. Even though there are over 10,000 teachers in DISD, only one great teacher can be selected for Teacher of the Year.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before we can announce the winner, we have to show the nominees.
Right, I almost forgot. But let's hurry. I can't wait to find out who won.
You know, we both have had some terrific teachers during our academic career. Let's see what makes them so special.
I want my students to remember me as someone who believed that one person could make a difference. I try to give them concrete examples of that by putting in the new playground, and that way they have a safe environment where they can explore and imagine. And after Hurricane Ivan destroyed parts of Florida, I felt compelled to go back there and help. Within 3 days, this wonderful community that I work in donated $700 and at least 30 boxes of clothing and food items. And we delivered the money to the Red Cross and some of the supplies to a really needy family there. So it was really important for me to show them that even here we can make a difference in other parts of our country.
Wow, Ms. Bromha's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, and that's just the beginning. Let's take a quick look at our next finalist.
I hope my students remember me as a teacher who cared about each one of them, because I do. Working at this school is a gift. I could not be in a better place. So being Teacher of the Year for this school is the highest honor I can possibly imagine.
This just keeps getting better and better. We wish Mrs. Garrett Bravo nothing but the best.
I can't wait to see who's next. Let's take a look at another finalist.
My job is to take a child and place them into a utopia inside my classroom that gets them to see something that they've never seen before, experience things they've never experienced before.
Morgan and Stephanie, give them a hand.
Basically, we have to find our children and meet them where they are. And when I say find our children, we have children who come who are waiting for somebody to find them. They've been in the background for so long, and we have to lift up that cover and find that child or those children who are not succeeding in anything and make them successful at something.
Good luck, Mrs. Golden.
And last, but certainly not least, our fourth finalist.
Let's take a look.
My entire philosophy really of education has always been one that kids get just as much outside the classroom as they get inside the classroom. And so I always try to get the kids involved in as many activities as possible. And in that process, I'm also involved in a whole lot of those activities. After school, I grade papers and tutor and go to softball games and volleyball games and really kind of spend a whole lot of time with kids. And I normally kind of get out of here around 7 sometimes, 8. So that's my day. So that's what I do, but I love every second of it.
Okay, here comes the exciting part.
Here comes the reenactment of the exciting part.
You're right, but just the same, I know these 4 teachers are so proud of their accomplishments.
And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. The envelope, please. The DISD Teacher of the Year is Mrs. Elizabeth Garrett Bravo, a fine arts teacher from George Bannerman Dealey Montessori. Ms. Bravo? Ms. Bravo?
It's just a reenactment, remember?
All right. I got caught up in the moment. For School Zone Dallas, I'm Enrique.
And I'm Bridgette. Darrell and Joanna, back to you.
Thanks, Enrique. And on behalf of all the students in the Dallas Independent School District, thanks, teachers, for everything that you do for all of us.
No kidding. You know, here at the Jesse Owens Memorial Complex, they're already packing in the crowd.
Sure are. This facility is going to get a lot of use. Let's check back in with Ivan for more.
Thanks, guys. As you well know by now, we're at the Jesse Owens Memorial Complex. Now, so far you've seen a lot of the stadium side of things, but trust me, that's not even half of it. Check this out. I'm in the new indoor field house that holds 7,500 people. When it's finished, it'll have a jumbotron, places to get hot dogs and cold drinks, all sorts of stuff. In May, this facility will also be transformed into a formal place to hold graduations. I guarantee you that some future NBA stars will play on this court, but that's not all. Right now, I'm in the state-of-the-art press box high above the stadium. I'm standing at least 9 stories above the field, and I can see for miles. For instance, downtown Dallas is 12 miles to our north. Speaking of north, we're at the north end of the stadium, where although there are no seats or benches here, it's for when overflow crowds need a place to sit and enjoy the game. On the field, though, is where all the action is and where we'll meet up with our hosts, Darrell and Joanna. Take it away.
Thanks, Ivan. And we're here at the 50-yard line, the place where North meets South, where good meets evil, where he could go all the...
Okay. The playing surface here is similar to the surface that they have at Texas Stadium. It's made of nylon and filled with rubber and is designed to keep players from getting injured. Hey, are you ready for some music?
Do you mean from the Big D Townview marching band?
No, from some musical students in our next story. Here's Cynthia and Rafael with more.
You know, Rafael, the DISD has produced some of the finest musicians in the world, with artists in almost any style of music you can think of.
Let's see, how about polka?
Well, you got me there. But did you know that there is an artist named Cowboy Troy who graduated from Skyline High School and is the world's first country and western rapper?
Country and western rap?
Yep. He calls his music hip-hop. And not only did his first album reach #2 on the charts, but he's got a degree in psychology from the University of Texas and speaks 9 languages.
Wow, talented and smart.
Right, and there's another group of DISD students who are talented, smart, and are doing something that's never been done before in the DISD.
They're the amazing Fiddle Club from William Cabell Elementary. Check them out. The Fiddle Club is an all-volunteer after-school organization which was formed in 1995 by music teacher Susan McGinnis.
I will tell you, the first time, nobody wanted to play fiddle. They had this hick view of it, that they would not be cool.
I saw them, and actually they were doing an Irish song, and I heard it, and I'm like, that is so cool. And I just listened to it, and I really wanted to get into doing that.
It has been proven that music education leads to improvement in higher order thinking skills, math, and language acquisition.
That's right. And it also teaches students teamwork and prepares them for life after elementary school.
I saw this as a way to work with them for just an hour and a half and stick to that stuff that we always try to get as strings teachers. More agility in the fingers, faster bows, more concise bows. It gave me that chance.
And I think the Fiddlers Club is a wonderful surprise. It's an established club that's been going on for quite some time, and it's a program that's been built up over the years. And the children are very enthusiastic about the program, and so are the parents.
They think it's great. I always play for them at night, and they like to hear me play.
My parents think it's good because it's good for my, whenever I go to college, it's good for my application and stuff.
They think it's amazing. When I first started it, they were like, wow, I can't believe you want to play the violin, because my great-grandfather, he used to play the violin, and it skipped a whole generation that no one played the violin, so I'm the one that brought it back up again. Well, one time my teacher, my mom would come up to a parent conference, and my teacher gave my mom directions to a place called Paula Sue's.
The diner is in Ball Springs. Dottie she's premiered at least 30 or 40 musicians in the area, and I was just fortunate that I fell into her path. They had the basic country western setup. That's drums, steel guitar, bass guitar, and rhythm guitar that sometimes does lead. We showed up, we warmed up on a couple of songs in the back and let their instruments settle down.
and then we went on stage. Do I want them to be on Broadway? No. I like them being able to stand up in front of a band and saying, I've got it or I don't have it. I know we're the age of recordings, but I think there's just nothing that you can do about the magic of being live. I have dreams out there. I do know that we can be opening acts in Branson, and that all we have to do is pay our hotel bill.
Thanks, you guys. It was a great experience, and yes, I have to get a drum set now.
That was incredible. Those kids are great.
That's right. Balch Springs today, and with a little bit of practice, Branson tomorrow. For School Zone Dallas, I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Rafael. Back to you guys.
Thanks, y'all.
Boy, that was mighty bluegrass of you.
Well, thanks. You know what the plural of y'all is?
Haven't got a clue.
All y'all. Try it out sometime.
Sure enough.
Okay, that wraps it up for this special edition of School Zone Dallas.
And it's been a pleasure to update all y'all on some of the things that's been going on in the Dallas Independent School District.
For more information about DISD and School Zone Dallas, check out our website at www.dallasisd.org/schoolzone. Here you can learn all sorts of stuff about the district and everyone involved with the show. And we'd love to hear what you think. Drop us a line at schoolzone@dallasisd.org.
And once again, we'd like to say thanks to DISD grad, Mr. Judd Eagle, for supporting our program. Mr. Eagle, we can't say thank you enough.
And thank you to each of you for joining us. On behalf of all DISD students, we'll see you next time in the Zone.
The John Eagle family of dealerships is proud to sponsor the Emmy Award-winning School Zone Dallas, a showcase of DISD's successful commitment to prepare all students to graduate with the knowledge and skills to become productive and responsible citizens.
All of us in the Dallas Independent School District are deeply saddened by the destruction inflicted by Hurricane Katrina on our neighbors to the east. In the wake of this tragedy, students and schools throughout DISD are raising funds and donating supplies to provide relief to those most affected by the storm. We encourage everyone to join us in our efforts by contacting either the American Red Cross or the Salvation Army at the numbers listed below. Thank you.